Hi there, I'm Potato Reverend, your favorite non-existent potato. So, okay, we're talking today about episode 2 of Bad Batch, Cut and Run. Before we begin, I would love to know your guys' favorite Star Wars planet and what job you would do. Now, drop that answer in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button, ring that bell, and slap that subscribe button. So, okay, guys, let's get this show on the road. We open up minutes after the ending of the previous episode in hyperspace, where we see Hunter and Echo talking about what they're going to do with the child. When Echo informs them that they're coming up on Seleucami. So, the ship lands, and we see Omega acting like a child, which is good to see, and it also makes sense because she has never seen dirt before. Hunter looks up at the sky and he sees an oncoming storm. I would like to call this foreshadowing. So they decide that they will walk to the farm. When they get close, we see them on the border. Now, anyone who's familiar with this farm, you know who it is. Anyone not, you're going to get a bit of a surprise. So we're going to be reintroduced to Cut's family. But before we get to the farm, we actually see that on the border of it. Cut being cut has a little surprise. And Wrecker being Wrecker decides, I'm going to spring this.
Easy, Wrecker!
In a very funny scene. After this, we finally get reintroduced to Cut and his family. And we learn that Commander Rex has been through there only one day before. They're talking about the situation with the clones turning on the Jedi when the kids walk in, delighted to see their Uncle Wrecker. When they say, we've not seen many kids around here before, when they see Omega and they all go out and start playing. At this point, I said to myself, I am getting severe Mandalorian Season 1 vibes from this episode. So, the dads are talking about what is best for the kids when Cut says this fact.
Create without a purpose. You all have one, so...
After this, we hear that the Empire has already moved in and began doing what they do best and impounding ships for about a week at this stage. So, they head up the road to the stalls to get transport and they learn that to get off the planet they need to get a chain code. When the little alien points to the giant-ass hologram who gives them a speech.
After citizen can exchange their invalid currency for Imperial credits, thanks to the generosity of the new Galactic Empire.
To the giant-ass hologram who gives them a speech. After the speech, we see that the Empire's bully boys has an alien who has been trying to get off the planet. He's already booked passage off-world and he's refused, shoved to the ground. This worries Cut and Hunter as they realize that they may be trapped on the planet. Back on the farm, we see that the kids are playing with the ball, which then goes out of bounds. Some of the kids argue for a moment and then finish parking. When Omega goes out to get the ball, a large creature attacks her, well, goes to. The kids run in to get their mom, who comes out and to save Omega's dumb ass. After the fight with the creature, Hunter upsets her, but she's picked up and held by Cut, who says, no, she'll be fine. A while later, they're inside of the ship and you see Omega just chilling, looking out the window, probably on space TikTok, if we're honest, like all teenagers of their age. Then cut over to Echo and Tech in the belly of the ship, talking about how they're going to get off world, and then Tech says this about the Pogs, the registry. Pogs to register the entire galaxy. Which is honestly it's a very good plan, but that is how the galaxy knows where everybody is all the time. Because every single person is registered. So their plan, their big brain genius plan is to get the ship towed and put down into impound. When they tell this to Hunter, he freaks out because Omega is on board. After the ship lands and gets locked up, the ship gets searched by two troopers, and we see that everyone has hidden. Once they leave, Echo realizes where to go, and he sneaks over to steal the passes and a tech pad. After reprogramming it, they look out the window and they see that a sizable garrison is now in front of them, and they won't be able to get the passes over to the family. So they're thinking of what they could do when they realize that Omega is already on her way when she encounters a astromech droid. After the droid gets destroyed, Wrecker, after his screaming, the entire garrison and has been alerted to their presence. So now they've got a bigger problem on their hands. A firefight then breaks out, but she gets the passes back to the family, and she realizes that there's 5 passes instead of 4, and the hunter wants her to stay with the family, Cut, and his kids. As Hunter gets back onto the ship after the firefight, we see that in fact Omega has left Cut, but thankfully she's gotten away safely, and the family themselves are safely aboard the shuttle and boarded and gone God knows where. At the end of the episode, they look at each other and they say that they both have a lot of learning to do, and they go on to wherever the heck it is that they're heading this time. This has been a short video for a very short episode. In my opinion, it was very good overall. It still feels like the Clone Wars, and I'm very happy with the series so far. So, drop what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, slap that subscribe button, and flick the bell. If you're interested in retro games, Forbidding Guardian has a retro gaming channel, so I'd go over there and check it out. He streams games from the 80s and the 90s on his channel. Most days he streams between 1 and 2. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll even get 3 retro gaming streams. He is hilariously undersubscribed. Now, if you like Guild Wars and you like listening to girls' voices, pop on over to Katala Laris. She plays Guild Wars there every morning and sometimes in the afternoon as well, during the week. Anything you want to know about Guild Wars, this girl knows more than the developers, I'm pretty sure, at this stage. I'm actually 100% convinced that she is the Wikipedia. Listening to her and her fellow panelists go off the topic and rails is actually quite hilarious. I myself have been in the chat a few times and I've kind of derailed them. But yeah. And speaking of panelists, my fellow panelist, as well as for Forbidding Guardians, is Armchair Warlord, also known as Tyler Weaver. He has written a book, The Maiden's War. It's about 2 kingdoms and an empire at war with each other. I would honestly go and check it out. It's a great read from everything that I've heard from him. He's a great guy. So please go and check them all out. All the links to everything will be in the description down below. And most of all, thank you so much for listening and watching today. Now, I stream every Sunday. This week I'll be streaming every Sunday. So come along, stop, check us out. Go and check out my previous videos. Oh, and the most important thing,